Okay, tips for the week. We've had a bit of a shocker.
I mean, we're all, me, you and Dad, we're all tipping 17 of 34 so far.
We're all tied,
32.
which is pretty
32.
crazy.
So we're better than 50%.
We're all about even, and we've all had difference of opinions of tips. I feel like after 4 or 5 rounds, we should start getting to a rhythm. Okay, we know who's doing well. We know which players have come out of the woodworks and actually, doing something decent. No one expected the Dolphins to get off this to a crazy start.
I'd like to say I should be able to tip 6 from 8 from here, but it's a pretty tough week.
It is a tough week. Starting off with Para Roosters Thursday night
Mate.
at Allianz.
See, this is hard because Joseph Manu's out, Junior Paulo's out. They got Drew Hutchinson playing in the centres. I don't know. I'm going to go with the Roosters here just because I think they can get it done. They'll just find a way to get it done, so I'm tipping the Roosters.
If Roosters were healthy, I would have gone with the Roosters, and we said that at the top of the show, but I'm going to go with Parramatta. Coming off that win from last week, they needed that momentum going in. They're playing well. Gutherson's probably got a point to prove this week as well. I'm going Para. Richard's gone Para. We've got Penrith and Raiders Friday night.
Again, a few injuries. Luke Garner's for some reason being rested. Liam Martin's still out, so Penrith aren't full strength. But
Raiders
You've got Jack Wyden out though.
Jack Wyden's not playing.
He got 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Well, that's easy then. It's Penrith.
Yeah.
But you've got Fogarty back and Rapana back for Canberra.
Hey, the furball, what's his name? The half that's slotted in. He played at the
Matt
Bulldogs.
Frawley.
Matt Frawley,
Yeah,
the
Frawley.
hairiest man in the NRL. He goes all right.
Yeah, no, he played well.
I wouldn't mind seeing him pair up with Fogarty in the halves. It might give Canberra a bit of direction, but again, I'm going Penrith.
In saying that, Penrith 13+.
Yeah, Penrith 13 plus. Richard's taken Penrith 13 plus as well. Rabbitohs Storm.
This is extremely tough.
This is one. I reckon it's the toughest week so far.
Storm still without Jarome Hughes, but they get an extra week with their makeshift halfback. I forget his name. But Cam Munson's back an extra week. Coates, Olam. I think they were disappointing last week against the Tigers, so Craig Burnley's still going to rip into them. I'll take Storm in a close one.
The Storm have not been the Storm of old. Too many errors. Haven't been completing their sets. They got an outside back problem. Always, if it's not Munster out, they got Jerome Hughes out. I don't think they get it done this week. Souths were a bit disappointing last week, and I just think they're going to get it done, though.
I'll never tip against Melbourne, so Melbourne will win this.
Okay, I'm taking Souths. Richard's taking Souths. Manly or Knights?
I think Knights have been on a bit of a lucky run, beating Canberra last week. Manly, unlucky to lose
Knights,
last week.
depleted team.
Yeah, depleted team. Manly actually playing pretty good football. Trebojevic is, I think, extending his stride on that hamstring every week as well, so you take Manly here.
He still looks a little bit hesitant, Trebojevic. Like he doesn't want to turn the Jets on.
What do you think of that forward pass?
Look,
It wasn't forward.
it wasn't forward. It wasn't a full pass. Did I think Latrell was going to make the tackle afterwards? Yes. I don't
wasn't
think
a
it
try.
wasn't a guaranteed try. Was it a bad call? Yes. Now, the NRL, every year a call like this comes up. Was it forward? Was it not? What technology are we going to look into? I think Graham Annesley came out and said they have to start looking at chipping the ball technology to see if it travelled forward. But that's going to open up a whole nother can of worms of maybe a pass did go forward. That's the slightest bit forward.
Like VAR.
That's a
in
flat
soccer,
ball
how
and
it's
they're going to
ruling the
call
game,
it.
yeah.
Exactly
but you know
right.
what, you'd rather that because that's more.
No,
it's
I like
tennis.
the eye test. I like the eye test. Seriously, touchies, just do your job. How hard is it? You literally have the easiest job. If something touches the sideline, put your flag up. You're in line with the pass. If it's forward, you call it. That's it. Rely on your touchies.
Yeah, no.
Anyway,
Touches are useless.
It's
but
a resounding Manly from all of us. St. George or the Dolphins?
again, another tough one. O'Sullivan, pec injury. So
14 weeks out. That's a big loss because he was playing some good footy. I think he was one of the most underrated players in the comp.
And the Dragons, like you said, Anthony Griffin, 1 foot out the door. Will they actually be able to turn it around? I mean, they've got a pretty easy run of 3 weeks now at home at Wynn Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I actually like their lineup. Zach Lomax, Moses Sully, the other the fullback
Jack
Sloan.
DeBellin.
Yeah.
Jack DeBellin
With
returning.
Felice
reserves,
Kafusi still being out, Sullivan being out.
Look, there's some big ins for both teams. So DeBellin's back for the Dragons, and for the Dolphins, they've got Jeremy Marshall-King, Katoa, and Herman Sasa back.
I'm taking the Dragons.
I think, yeah, Richard and I have taken the Dragons as well. I think it'll be a closer game than everyone thinks.
Yeah.
I reckon it'll be either team 1-12, but I'll take the Dragons.
Dolphins are a disciplined side. They'll keep it close, maybe even win.
Now at Suncorp, Broncos versus the Tigers.
Poor Tigers.
Tigers looking to go 0-5.
You know what's the dumbest thing? Dane Laurie's just been completely dropped. So
He's not named at fullback.
No, so Adam Dewey's fullback, Wakeham at 6. They're going with what they did last week. I
Dane
think
Laurie, number 21.
Yeah, maybe they thought that it worked last week against Melbourne, but come on.
In the Twitter sphere, a lot of Tigers fans were pleading to have Dane Laurie start and Luke Brooks dropped.
No.
I saw so many lineups without Luke Brooks in there to test out Wakeham and Dewey at 6 and 7.
this
Doesn't
is
look
why
like they're going
How
back
would
to
you
it.
play it? How would you, if you're Tim Sheens, what would you do with
You're
this
never
team?
dropping Luke Brooks. You
never
can't
drop.
drop Luke.
I'd honestly maybe just.
I don't even think he deserves to be dropped.
No.
It's similar to the Bulldogs. What they lack is summing up their sets. They can't find a good last tackle option. If they could solve that issue, Tigers fans would maybe take it a bit easy on them.
I think they're overreacting to the bad start to the season. Leave your spine the way it is. Leave Laurie at fullback. You spent all the preseason with it. Give them a chance. Give them at least 10 weeks. Don't go overreact after the first 2-3 weeks. But they're not winning this week. Brisbane are going to win. Reece Walsh is on fire. They actually played disappointing last week. But I'll peg Cobbo in for a try and Brisbane 13 plus.
It should be Brisbane 13 plus.
Laurie would be a good fullback for Para if they're looking for an
For a
attacking spark. Yeah.
Nah, he's too similar to Gutherson.
No, he's a lot quicker and younger.
I just think each person you've said, whether it's Laurie or Campbell, are very light players. You know, I don't think they have that Jack Wyden ability to be like, I could score
Strength about
10
him,
out
yeah.
strength. You know, exactly right.
Or Trell.
Yeah, something like that. I feel like if you're looking for a game breaker, you want something like that. Not someone that could dance around and throw a good ball. Like as good as they are, but possibility. I don't know. But anyway, resounding Brisbane Broncos. Let's go to the Sharks or Warriors.
I mean, Warriors, they upset the Bulldogs last week. Sean Johnson,
Well,
game-winning
upset
try.
at home, really.
But you'll take the Sharks. They're on fire. It's at Shark Park. You're not tipping against them at Shark Park.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
take the
Sharks. Everyone around. Bulldogs versus Cowboys.
Now, Bulldogs were disappointing. They can't score. But Cowboys are without Nanai. They're without Murray Talangi. Peter Hick is back.
James
Who cares?
Tarmow's out as well.
Tarmow's out. Another. Who cares?
And it's in Sydney.
Yeah, at Core Stadium. Josh Reynolds named at 14. They're not losing with him in the team.
I think Josh Reynolds is gonna be a spark that's gonna actually light a fire under the Bulldogs that they need.
Do you think he gets over?
I hope he gets over. I mean, I don't. I'd like to see it done at Belmore, but I mean, I think with him in there and them needing to get on top of their last tackle options, that was so disappointing against the Warriors. They couldn't finish a set. They had good ball opportunity after good ball opportunity, and couldn't score tries. So if they touch that up next week, maybe it was something about being over in New Zealand.
Yeah.
With the injuries that the Cowboys have out, I'm going to go the Bulldogs as well. Dad's taking the Cowboys. So that's where we separate this week. The Titans have the bye. They were disappointing last week. I thought they should have won.
Yeah, no. They're going to be one of those teams. They'll win one, they'll lose one. It'll happen all season.
But that's our tip for the week. Make sure you check out Picklebet socials to keep up to date with our tips.